Summer's here, and Nordstrom has everything you need for your best dress season ever. From beach days and weddings to weekend getaways and your everyday wardrobe. Discover stylish options under $100 from tons of your favorite brands like Mango, Skims, Princess Polly, and Madewell. It's easy too with free shipping and free returns, in-store order pickup, and more. Shop today in stores, online at Nordstrom.com, or download the Nordstrom app.
You know that feeling when someone shows up for you just when you need it most? That's what Uber is all about. Not just a ride or dinner at your door. It's how Uber helps you show up for the moments that matter. Because showing up can turn a tough day around or make a good one even better. Whatever it is, big or small, Uber is on the way. So you can be on yours. Uber, on our way.
This is Optimal Finance Daily. 4 lessons learned from our second rental property by Julien Saunders of richandregular.com. I feel really weird writing about this. First, if you would have told me years ago I would own 2 rental properties that earn us passive income, I would have thought you were crazy. Secondly, having lived in that property for over 10 years, it's weird thinking of it as a rental and not home. Third, at this very moment, I'm in our new home at our dining room table with ambient music playing in the background, having just banged out scheduling a flooring repair, cleaning services, and a property management site visit to get our second rental property ready as soon as possible. Soon we'll have our paint guy come in to make it look pretty, call our trash guys to come get the leftover out of there, and hopefully by early December, we'll have someone else living in the place we once called home. It's incredible what steady chipping away at a plan can do when you just stick with it. I wouldn't say getting this property tenant ready was hard because honestly, it wasn't. More than anything, it was annoying on some days going back and forth, but I really have no one to blame besides myself. I've been so bogged down working on Rich and Regular, trying to make our home more comfortable and fighting the fall sniffles, that I didn't attack getting the rental done as quickly or as organized as I should have. Through it all, at least 4 really valuable lessons are worthy of sharing, especially if you're considering becoming a real estate investor. Number 1, know which real estate investment strategy is right for you. There are several ways to invest in real estate. In general, you can flip properties where you purchase them, repair them, and sell them at a premium. You can be a wholesaler where you purchase the property and sell the contract to another buyer or investor for a fee. Or you can be like us, old school buy and hold investors. Basically, we buy properties, repair them if necessary, and rent them out to tenants. We chose the buy and hold approach because it's a proven wealth building strategy that allows us to earn rental income more hands-off than the other 2 approaches. It provides a steady income. We build equity if the home appreciates, and as the mortgage is paid down by our tenants. Lastly, it's a great tax shelter since expenses tied to your property can be deducted. Going through this latest renovation process was a humble reminder that we made the right choice and strategy, because I certainly have no interest in wielding hammers, dealing with contractors all day, or looking for buyers on a regular basis. Lord knows Mrs. Rich and Regular isn't getting her hands dirty either, since she works a traditional 9 to 5. Since this isn't something we really enjoy doing, we have no reason to believe we will do it well. Number 2, cash is and always will be king. Moving into our new home has been a cash drain for us. Besides closing costs, the contractors, new furniture, supplies, and more, we've dropped some major coins over the past 60 days, so we're feeling a bit tight. This isn't a huge deal, but for years, we've grown accustomed to just using credit cards and paying them off in full. So the thought of carrying a balance introduces a stress we've grown unfamiliar with. Having cash on hand has always been the magic wand to make bills disappear. Along those lines, as investors, we know that when dealing with contractors, cash is their preferred form of payment. As a result, when the work really matters to us, we're sure to lead with that so they're more motivated to do a good job on the project. However, that approach has also added to the tightness of our wallet. All in all, this was a humble reminder of how important it is to keep cash on hand at all times. If we were being truly thorough, we would have set aside additional funds months ago to cover the repairs ahead of time instead of dealing with it as it comes. Number 3, if cash is king, then time is queen. I'm so grateful to have found the courage to quit my job a few months ago because otherwise I wouldn't have had the time to deal with some of the issues that popped up as we were preparing to move out and renovate. A few weeks prior to leaving, we had to deal with the 2 words any homeowner hates to hear: water damage. In short, a pipe leading into our home was leaking, causing damage to our flooring. Had I not been at home and willing to deal with the repairs, I would have likely taken the first quote that came my way in an effort to just stop the bleeding. But because I had the time, I was willing to shop around and saved us hundreds of bucks to get it fixed. Similarly, as we were dealing with our runaway tenant on our first rental, we were provided a quote for $1,000 to repaint it. But since I had the time, I was able to tap my network and find someone who did it for 1/3 of the original quote. Trust me, if I were working my old 9-to-5, there's no way I would have been able to do this, and we would have spent way more than what was needed to tackle these obstacles. And number 4, budgeting for repairs and vacancies. Just like your primary home, it's never a matter of if, but when something needs to be repaired or replaced. With rental properties, you also have to build in estimated time you may not have a tenant or vacancies, and thus no income coming in. This is part of the reason we're committed to owning debt-free rentals, because it boosts our profit margin and therefore our ability to absorb costly repairs when they arise. One week, you may receive a quote on a new dishwasher, and the following week, you're on the hook for the full deductible to repair a roof. These aren't new lessons for us, but we're more committed today than we ever have been to be better real estate investors, to crunch the numbers and build better systems to protect our investments. This means we'll set aside a cut of profit from our rentals to serve as cash reserves for future repairs and an additional cut for long-term or larger repairs, better known as capital expenses. Once we hit our desired amount for each, we can reroute that extra cash to other things. The income earned and energy given to our real estate investing has been truly passive. In fact, sometimes we feel like we're not paying enough attention to it because we're not knee-deep in the nitty-gritty details and numbers. But then we're reminded that we have a management company, and that's what we pay them for. You just listened to the post titled 4 Lessons Learned from Our Second Rental Property by Julien Saunders of richandregular.com. Imagine you're a business owner who has to rely on a dozen different software programs to run your company, none of which are connected. And each one is more expensive and more complicated than the last. It can be pretty stressful. Now imagine Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on one simple, easy-to-use platform, giving you peace of mind that your business is always being taken care of from every angle. Odoo has user-friendly open-source applications for everything. We're talking CRM, accounting, inventory, manufacturing, marketing, HR, and everything in between. Basically, if your business needs it, Odoo's got it. Odoo sounds pretty amazing, right? So stop wasting your time and money on those expensive, disconnected platforms and let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. It doesn't get much better than that. So what are you waiting for? Discover how Odoo can take your business to the next level by visiting odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. Odoo, modern management made simple. This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Apple Card is a no-fee credit card that gives you daily cash back every day. That's 3% back at Apple and 2% back on every purchase made with Apple Card using Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card in the Wallet app on your iPhone today. Subject to credit approval. Variable APRs for Apple Card range from 18.24% to 28.49% based on creditworthiness. Rates as of January 1st, 2025. Apple Card issued by Goldman Sachs Bank, USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com. I think some of these lessons are relevant even if you aren't a real estate investor. For example, Julien makes the point that cash is king when it comes to real estate. Having cash on hand makes it easier for him to work with contractors and manage his properties without taking on additional debt. But I'd argue that having cash on hand is a good thing for all of us, even if we aren't investing in real estate. I often see questions in the various personal finance Facebook groups and forums asking about what to do with cash. Many people don't like the opportunity cost of holding cash because if it was invested, it could be working harder and earning interest. But I don't see it this way. I look at my different piles of money as all having different jobs. My cash has the job of liquidity and easy access, and my investments have the job of growth. I don't care that my cash isn't growing because that's not its job. As my overall net worth grows, my cash as a percentage of my net worth gets smaller and smaller over time. So it continues to matter less and less that my cash isn't growing. Holding sufficient cash also allows me to invest with confidence. The money I invest is money I plan to have invested for long periods of time. It would be unfortunate to have to sell stocks during a downturn just because I didn't have cash on hand. And that should do it for today. Have a happy rest of your day, and I'll see you on the Thursday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.